Good evening. I would like to call this Finance Committee meeting to order at 4 p.m. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready? Begin. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let it be noted that both directors are present. And are there any changes to the agenda?
No changes.
Good. Agenda looked fine to me. Do we have a motion to move the agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda.
And I will second the motion. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Agenda passed. Looks like nobody for public comment. Okay. Move on to approval of minutes. I looked at the minutes and I will move the minutes.
Okay. I will second.
Okay. With that, the minutes are approved. And review of disbursements.
Actually, before we get into that, I handed out a couple of items to you. I thought these might be helpful before we get into the disbursements and stuff. The memorandum from 2022 outlines our purchasing policy and procedures, and kind of gives you a brief idea of the internal controls that we have in place regarding purchasing. And I thought this might be particularly helpful to our newest member. And then the other item is the chart of accounts, the GL chart of accounts. And this pertains kind of to everything, because you'll see these numbers on the cash disbursements list. You'll see it on the financials. And so this might help you if you're wondering, well, what is in there anyway? What is in that? And you can go and look at the different numbers and see what type of information or what type of things we might be charging to that number. So that being said, that's just for you to take home and kind of have available when you're reviewing these documents. It might be helpful to you if you have any questions. And if you have any questions, generally speaking, and you want to just kind of go over everything to help you get to a better comfort level before we get into the budget process, please come in and talk to us. We'll be happy to meet with you and go over anything you'd like to go over.
Very good. Thank you.
I think Chuck did that the first year that he was on the board, and I think he found it helpful.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yes.
So. Okay, next would be the financial or the disbursements. Did anybody have any questions about the list of disbursements that we have?
I did not.
I don't either, no.
Okay. Then we will. Review the quarterly financials. These are for ending December 31st. And beginning on page 20, we have the revenue and expense, enterprise and government funds are separated on this particular report, and it is a summary. The district operational status year to date is favorable by over $727,000. This is a result of better than expected water consumption sales, partly due to low rainfall and partly due to the new meters providing a more accurate meter reading. The district expenses are considerably less than expected year to date, mostly due to repair and maintenance costs not being realized yet. There's some upcoming well repair and booster pump repairs that will be impacting that as they get those projects done in the next few months. The district non-operational revenue is favorable, or non-operational year-to-date is favorable by $1.425 million due to a $500,000 grant received for the Civic Center. We received that from the county for the Civic Center. And then better than expected interest revenue by about $250,000 year-to-date. The property tax revenue is over by about $65,000, and meter installation fees are better than expected by about $82,000. And that leaves about $425,000, which is the Chromium-6 reimbursement. And that's a placeholder for us because, to give a little background, we've been collecting that to reimburse ourselves for the prior expenses as well as ongoing expenses to meet the needs we have to meet the Chromium-6 mitigation issues.
How much do we still have to be reimbursed before we're squared up?
Can we figure 7 more years, David? Was that the latest? Because we still have,
The new well.
there's still more that is going to go into that. And I feel like it's 7 more years.
Okay, so it's a while.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So the total is approximately $2.152 million that the district is favorable at this point. This will level out over the next 6 months as these expenses are met. On page 22, we have the balance sheet. And moving down to fixed assets, you can see we have the $21,000 that we spent for the land for the new well. That was fairly recent. And then on the next page, you can see that the trucks, there's $39,000 of change in that line item. It's replacing the truck, and that's the new truck cost minus the depreciation. That's the net value that we ended up there. And then under CIP, that's $175,000 is money that we've spent year-to-date, or to date, but actually since it is year-to-date, for the Civic Center and the parks expansion out here.
And that's just year-to-date?
Yeah, since July 1st.
So what does CIP stand for?
Capital improvement projects.
Okay. I thought so, but I thought, well, maybe not. Maybe we have a special term here.
Some people call them construction in progress, but we
Okay.
call them as capital improvement projects for us. Okay, and then on page 25, this is similar to the previous revenue and expense report, although this is consolidated. So the other one showed the enterprise, which is water, and then the government funds, which is the remaining funds within the district. This shows it all combined, and but this report is nice because it shows the percentages to date, and we're 50% through the year, so that kind of gives you a good idea of where we're at on this, and just kind of supports what we just talked about on some of these items.
So like for special assessments, which is line 3, that's because we've already paid those assessments for the year? That we're at 99%?
Special
Third line
assessments,
down.
actually, we've booked that for the year because we sent it down to the county to be applied to the tax roll.
That's already paid up, okay.
Yeah, so we haven't actually received the money, but it's been sent to the county, so it's considered, it's now in the accounts receivable section until we get it. And that's for standby on properties that don't have a meter and are within a certain number of feet to a water line.
Within 660 feet of the water line.
Okay.
And then, do you have any questions on any of that I've covered so far?
I don't.
I have a question. On the interest expense, I saw in the current period, it's $133,000. Do we do like a one-time a year payment? It's once a year? I think it was in the expenses at the beginning as well.
Yeah, the interest expense is for our loans that we have.
Was it a combination of loans or was it one loan?
It's a combination.
Oh,
We
okay.
have
I thought I
several
saw
loans,
it
yeah.
as one loan on the other page. Okay.
Yeah, this actually is probably just one loan that was paid so far year to date.
Okay.
And then there'll be additional loan payments where you'll see that increase
Okay.
accordingly.
What is out there? There's the building loan, the Caltrans loan,
We have the solar loan.
solar, that's right.
We have the lease loan for the Civic Center that we have. And that money is actually sitting in an interest-bearing
Yeah.
account, so we're earning interest on it right now.
Good job.
And fortunately, the interest has been favorable, so that is helpful. And then we have, sorry?
The water rights, purchase of water.
The water rights purchase, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. And those, by the way, are outlined in our budget. If you have not received a copy of our budget yet, you'll be getting a new one, or for the coming up year, but if you'd like, we could provide you with from last year, or it's available online. And in that document, there's all kinds of backup information about the loans and about various aspects of our financials that you might find interesting.
Okay, I'll go online and look for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
If it's easier, we can just get you a copy.
Yeah, I mean, if you,
Okay.
I like paper stuff, I like to make notes, but I know David prefers the more electronic versions of things.
Then I will take a copy of last year's budget. That'd be
Okay,
great.
we will get that for you.
Okay, are we ready to move on to the quarterly investment report?
Certainly, and I could let David talk to you about that.
Good.
Did you have any questions about any of the other financial reports in
Oh,
here?
I'm sorry, I do not. Yeah, I'm cash flow.
I'm good too.
You're good, okay.
Apologize for that.
And again, if you want to come in and go through these things more thoroughly, I'm happy to do that anytime. Okay, David?
The cash investment report shows the allocation of all the cash the district has on hand, all the money we have for reserves, everything. It just shows where the money is invested and how much money we have in the checking account in the top line, and then the first two lines in the investment accounts. The account type is the LAIF account and the JP investment. Those two are our short-term investments, so that money can be transferred, within the day or next day. And then all the other ones we've locked up to 5 years is our max we can do. So we've got a good spread and allocation going from 2 to 5 years with a lot of interest rates over 4%. And the short-term interest rate right now is down to about 4.4. Your 5-year stuff is sitting right around 4.4 as well. So we just try to lock in a lot of that.
Can you tell me what page you're on?
40.
Thank you. I was almost there.
Were there any other questions based on this page?
And the cash investments are within our authorized investment policy that the board approves. We have an investment policy that we can get you a copy of as well.
Great
it's
job on the
basically,
investments.
Basically a percentage of something.
Well, it tells us what we can invest in because we're pretty limited as far as that goes. We can't get into certain stock issues, and we can't get into, it has to be very safe.
Okay.
Safety, liquidity, and yield are our primary things that we have to focus on in that order.
All right.
Any other questions on that, or are we good?
I'm good.
I'm good also. Thank you very much. And great job on the investments. Let's move on to review of solar project credits and expenses.
Yeah, for the solar, the current year, 2024, we are still waiting for some reports. When we had the issue with the solar project, they did not give us the generation numbers. So we're still waiting on that. We're working on that with SiteLogic to get that back up and running. We'll have the numbers for that hopefully soon.
How did we end up with the repair of those for the tracking system and all that? Did we?
It was under contract with a subsidiary of SunPower. They filed bankruptcy. So actually we're really not out much because most of it was out of warranty anyhow, and we were paying for the parts and labor. So they're in the process of getting that back. Right now, they should have them all tilted flat, or the majority of them flat, until we can get the tracking back online. So, but we're kind of weighing out the cost of the tracking versus the generation that we would receive if they were eating a little bit more. But we're working on that.
Yeah, it might be better just to leave them like flat.
Yeah,
and
a lot
not
of people
leave
just
them,
go
yeah.
flat, and at some point it may be the best option for us.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or updates on the solar projects and credits report?
So this report kind of shows what the credits that we've gotten on our Edison bills for the solar project, and then the expenses we've had with relation to the loan that we were just discussing. The loan items are listed at the top. And then there's certain expenses too that are, as John mentioned, that we add to this as well.
So do we receive money or does it go straight to the loan? How does that work?
We receive credits on our Edison bill.
Okay.
Our Edison bill is,
It's always more than the solar.
yeah,
It's over $1 million a year more than what our solar
Okay.
generates.
yes.
But it would be substantially more if we didn't have the solar.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long before the solar's totally paid off? Was that like 25 years when we did
I
it?
believe it was 20 years.
20 years.
That's
Yeah.
2045, is that correct?
Yeah, and then we
no.
refinanced it, but we kept the same years in the end, so.
So it's a
Trying to
ways
think,
out.
was it
It's a ways
2012 we
out.
got it? I think it was 2012 we got it.
The report is showing 2035.
2035.
2035.
Okay.
Even better.
Yeah, getting there.
Yeah, it got off to a little bit of a rocky start,
Yeah.
right out of the gate, but I would advise looking twice before investing in a large solar project again. But it's actually not losing money, so that is a good thing,
Yes.
kind of.
Any other questions on the solar projects or reports
am
on that?
good.
No? Okay. Okay, review of committees, roles, and responsibilities. Is that you, Don, or who is that one?
This is for the committee to review, and if you have any questions, if you feel like there needs to be a change in the duties of the committee, this would be the time to look at the duties that have been historical with this committee.
I didn't have any changes. I see the one spelling change. Other than that.
Yep, and I was okay with that also. And moving on to committee comments. Director Mills, do you have any comments?
Thank you for these. This is great.
You're
I
very
was
welcome.
reviewing the budget or the financials, and I almost made a phone call, but I thought, no, look at it again. I walked away, looked at it again, made sense, but this will help a lot. Thanks.
Yeah, it kind of helps you say, what's in there anyway? What makes up that amount?
And
I
I-
use it myself, so I find
It's a
it
good cheat
useful.
sheet. Yeah.
And I have no comments. Any comments from staff? Nope. Then review of action items. Any prior meeting action items?
There were none.
Good. And then current meeting? None.
Nothing, just to bring a copy of last year's budget to Gina.
Good.
Actually, we'll be supplying that before
Well, I can
Yeah,
bring it tomorrow's
before the
meeting.
next meeting. So
All right,
We'll
sounds
we'll
good.
get that to you quickly.
Okay, thank you.
And then setting the agenda for the next regular meeting on April 8th, it looks like, and then canceling the one on April 15th, is that what we're looking at here?
Yes.
Okay. That looks good to me. Does that work for you, April?
Yes, especially since we had a conflict. Yes, that works great.
All right.
Yeah, and the board
Works for
workshop
me
will be on the
also.
15th.
Are there any further comments from anybody? Staff or directors? No? Okay, with that, we will adjourn the meeting at 4:22. Thank you very much.